It seems that Rihanna's music might be restricted in certain regions on some streaming platforms. This could happen due to licensing or legal reasons, or if her label is making changes, like renegotiating contracts or planning a new release. Rihanna's manager is Jay Brown. He has been a longtime collaborator with her, helping to shape her career alongside her own business ventures. Jay Brown co-founded the entertainment company Roc Nation with Jay-Z, where Rihanna is signed. Over the years, he's supported her growth not only in music, but also in fashion and beauty with her Fenty brand. If Rihanna's music is limited or blocked in certain regions, it's unlikely that Jay-Z or Jay Brown would intentionally restrict it without a good reason. Sometimes, restrictions can happen due to complex issues with licensing or contractual negotiations with streaming platforms. For high-profile artists like Rihanna, labels and management teams sometimes make temporary restrictions as they work on new agreements or prepare for major releases. It might be part of a strategy to maximize impact when new music or products are about to launch. Rihanna did release a new song, Born Again, as part of the Black Panther Wakanda Forever soundtrack not too long ago, marking her return to music after a long hiatus. When an artist like Rihanna releases something new after a break, the management and label might handle the distribution carefully. This can mean strategic availability and even temporary restrictions in some regions to create anticipation or comply with licensing. Rihanna's songs for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Lift Me Up, and Born Again were released in late 2022. So it's surprising if her music is still restricted now. The reasons could include ongoing negotiations for exclusive streaming rights, or even preparation for a broader music release strategy, like a potential new album, which has been rumored for a while. It could also be due to separate licensing agreements in different regions, which sometimes last longer than expected and can delay full access to an artist's catalog. It would be quite unusual for a label or management team to limit one artist's success to protect another's. That's an interesting theory, and it does seem to come up in conversations, given how influential both Rihanna and Beyoncé are. However, typically, labels and management want each artist to maximize their potential, as more sales and streams benefit everyone involved. That said, the industry does sometimes see competitive moves, but those are usually more about timing releases or promotional efforts rather than restricting music access altogether. If there's any restriction on Rihanna's music, it's more likely related to legal, licensing, or strategic timing factors, rather than intentionally holding her back. I understand why people might think that, especially since Rihanna has focused so heavily on her Fenty Beauty and Savage X Fenty brands in recent years. It's true that her pivot to cosmetics and fashion came right when fans were eagerly awaiting new music, and the timing made some wonder if she was shifting away from music intentionally, or if something was holding her back. The speculation that Roc Nation or Jay-Z might limit her music releases to avoid overshadowing other artists like Beyoncé is intriguing. But it's worth noting that Rihanna has consistently been a powerhouse, independent of comparisons. It's also possible she chose to prioritize her businesses because they offered her creative control and financial success in a different way than the music industry does. I understand why people might speculate that Jay-Z or even Beyoncé wouldn't want Rihanna to surpass them, given that all three are high-profile artists with massive followings. But in reality, it's unlikely that either would purposely limit her success. Jay-Z and Beyoncé have both expressed support for Rihanna's achievements in music and business, and since they operate in slightly different spaces, Rihanna's focus on pop and dancehall, and Beyoncé's on R&B and soul, there's room for each to shine in her own way. Rihanna has also shown she's independent and driven, and she's built a brand that stands alongside her music career. Ultimately, while industry competition does exist, it usually isn't about holding one artist back, but rather about managing releases strategically for maximum impact. So it's more likely that any delays are due to other factors, like contract specifics, Rihanna's focus on Fenty, or even her own timing preferences. Record labels sometimes put artists on the shelf or delay releases for various reasons, like contract negotiations, shifts in market strategy, or even to rebrand an artist's image. It's a common practice, especially with high-profile artists, to control the timing of their releases for maximum impact or to avoid oversaturating the market. In Rihanna's case, given how successful her business ventures have been, it's possible that her music was held back to let her focus on Fenty and other projects, which also generate revenue and buzz. That said, it's not always about keeping an artist from surpassing others, but more about managing their career trajectory in ways that align with the label's goals. So, while it might look like Rihanna was deliberately held back, it could have been more about timing, or the label making sure her return to music would be at a moment that would make the most sense for her and them. It sounds like there's some frustration from Rihanna's side, as she's often hinted at wanting to release new music. If it's true that her label is holding her back from putting out an album, that could definitely be a result of the kind of business dynamics that happen behind the scenes in the industry. Sometimes labels want to control when an artist releases music to maximize profits, or they might feel that an artist's brand or business ventures, like Rihanna's Fenty empire, are more profitable or need more focus. It's also possible the label wants to ensure her music release aligns with a larger strategic plan, or to build anticipation even further. Artists of Rihanna's stature often face delays like this, but it can be frustrating for fans who are eager to hear what she's been working on. Rihanna has shifted a lot of attention toward her business ventures, even if music is still her first love. Jay-Z and Roc Nation are heavily involved in Rihanna's career, but they don't have full control over everything she does. Here's a breakdown. 1. Music. Roc Nation manages Rihanna's music career, including her record deals and business arrangements. However, Rihanna owns the rights to her music, and Roc Nation primarily handles the distribution and management side. The exact percentage of control they have would depend on the specifics of her contract, but generally, Roc Nation helps with promotion, tour management, and handling business deals. 2. Cosmetics, Fenty Beauty. Jay-Z's involvement in Fenty Beauty is more limited. While he helped Rihanna set up the brand and was an early investor, Fenty Beauty is primarily Rihanna's vision and ownership. However, he has a business relationship with her through his company, Roc Nation, and his involvement in the broader business world, including with LVMH, which has stakes in Fenty. 3. Savage X Fenty. This lingerie line is also mainly Rihanna's, though Jay-Z and Roc Nation have been involved in strategic support, and she partnered with LVMH to expand the brand. They have a financial interest in the business, but again, Rihanna is the driving force behind the brand. In terms of ownership, Jay-Z and Roc Nation likely own a stake in Rihanna's music and possibly a small stake in her beauty and fashion ventures through partnerships or investments, but Rihanna retains the majority control in her brands. For Fenty Beauty, LVMH owns a larger percentage of the business, though Rihanna still has significant ownership. The exact breakdowns are private, but the general consensus is that Rihanna is a major stakeholder in all her ventures. LVMH stands for Moet Hennessy Louis Vuitton, which is a French multinational luxury goods conglomerate. It's one of the largest and most influential companies in the world, owning a wide range of prestigious brands across various industries, including fashion. LVMH, Moet Hennessy Louis Vuitton, is a conglomerate that owns a collection of luxury brands. While it has a significant role in the management and growth of Fenty Beauty, Rihanna's cosmetics line, it does not own her music. Rihanna's music is primarily handled through her partnership with Roc Nation, which manages her career and works on music distribution and promotion. As for Fenty Beauty, LVMH is a key partner, but Rihanna herself retains substantial ownership. To clarify, LVMH is a major shareholder in Rihanna's fashion and beauty ventures, but it doesn't control her music, which is primarily managed by Roc Nation. Roc Nation primarily handles Rihanna's music career, things like distribution, management, and promotion. But when it comes to her cosmetic line, Fenty Beauty, Roc Nation does not have control over that. Fenty Beauty is a collaboration between Rihanna and LVMH, Moet Hennessy Louis Vuitton, a luxury goods conglomerate, which owns a large part of the brand. Roc Nation might be involved in some of the business side of Rihanna's ventures, but it's LVMH that plays a bigger role in Fenty Beauty's operation and growth. Jaguar Wright's claim that Jay-Z is controlling the release of Rihanna's music is a serious accusation, and while it's been part of some public speculation, there's no official confirmation or direct evidence to fully support it. Jay-Z and Roc Nation manage Rihanna's music career, so it's possible that Jay-Z, as the head of Roc Nation, has influence over her release schedule. However, this doesn't necessarily mean he's controlling it in a negative or restrictive way. Rihanna herself has spoken about wanting to release new music, but there could be a variety of reasons for delays, ranging from personal choices to business and strategic decisions by her team. It's also worth noting that Rihanna has built a very successful business empire outside of music, which might be one reason her focus has shifted. In the entertainment industry, it's common for artists to work closely with their teams on the timing and rollout of releases. And that might involve strategic decisions rather than a single person controlling everything. So, while Jay-Z and Roc Nation are involved, it's unlikely that he's solely responsible for holding back Rihanna's music. Jaguar Wright's claim that Rihanna is scared for her life if she releases an album is a serious one, and it would certainly be a huge revelation if true. However, there's no concrete evidence or reliable confirmation to support this theory. Rihanna has been open about her desire to release new music, and there has been a lot of public anticipation for her return to the music scene after a long break. While the music industry can be competitive and sometimes even cutthroat, it seems unlikely that the reason for delays would be something as extreme as fears for her life. More often, delays in music releases are due to business decisions, contractual matters, personal choices, or even the timing of a marketing strategy. Rihanna has built a powerful career and brand outside of music, particularly with her Fenty Beauty and Savage X Fenty lines, which might explain why she's taken a slower approach to returning to music. That being said, if there are deeper personal concerns at play, they haven't been made publicly known. It's important to take claims like these with caution, unless there's clear, verifiable information to back them up. Yes, it has been a long time, over 8 years, since Rihanna's last full album, Anti, was released in 2016. Given her popularity and the anticipation from fans, it's understandable that people are wondering why she hasn't put out new music yet. Rihanna has certainly been busy with her business ventures, especially her Fenty Beauty line and Savage X Fenty, both of which have been incredibly successful. These projects have likely taken up much of her time and energy, which might explain the long gap. In the entertainment industry, artists often take breaks, especially if they want to focus on other aspects of their lives or careers. That said, it's also possible that the delay is related to personal or professional reasons that we don't fully know. While some fans and insiders speculate about deeper reasons, like fears or external pressures, there's no clear public confirmation of why it's taken so long for her to release new music. She has said in interviews that she's always working on music, so it's possible that the right project or timing just hasn't lined up yet. Still, given the long wait, it's clear there's a huge demand for her return to music, and fans are hopeful she'll release something soon. Jay-Z owns a stake in LVMH through his luxury brand Armand de Brignac, a high-end champagne brand that he acquired in 2014. LVMH took a significant interest in Armand de Brignac, eventually making it part of its portfolio. While Jay-Z does have a connection to LVMH through this champagne brand, his direct control or ownership in the broader LVMH conglomerate itself is not significant. LVMH is a massive, diversified company with many luxury brands, but Jay-Z's involvement is primarily through his champagne brand and his other ventures in the luxury space. He also has a partnership with LVMH in his fashion brand Rocawear, and has worked with them through his Tidal streaming service, but he doesn't have direct ownership of LVMH as a whole. LVMH, Moet Hennessy Louis Vuitton, is owned by Bernard Arnault, a French billionaire and one of the wealthiest individuals in the world. Arnault controls the company through his investment group LVMH Moet Hennessy Louis Vuitton SE, which holds a majority of the shares. Through LVMH, Arnault oversees a vast portfolio of luxury brands across fashion, cosmetics, wines, spirits, and more. Arnault's family, particularly his children, also hold significant stakes in the company, but he remains the primary decision maker and the driving force behind its success. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content, and leave a comment below. See you next time.